Are you hearing me? Okay, let us start. Hope my screen is visible to everyone. Is my screen visible? All right, let us start. Okay. All right. Let us start today. Last time we looked at a hammer or hanging man. Now this time around, we are going to look at another candlestick pattern called shooting star. Shooting star or inverted hammer. It is called the shooting star, or you can call it inverted hammer, because it is opposite of hanging man or hammer. So let us look how the shooting star looks like. And before that, before you go, always rule number 1, let us mind ourselves with the rules. When you are making your analysis, or you want trade to make your analysis using candlestick patterns, make sure you either use resistance, you enter the market when it is at resistance or it is at support level. And another thing, make sure when you are making your analysis, we should make our analysis from 1 hour time frame and above. 1 hour time frame, 4 hour time frame, 1 day, 1 week, and so on. Now, let us see how this candle, and remember we said our hammer, we all hanging man, we always trade our hanging man at support level. Our hanging man should be at support level. But this time around, our shooting star or inverted hammer should be at resistance. We should trade our shooting star at resistance. So this is how the shooting star looks like. This is bearish shooting star. So we get a longer wick with the body. We form a longer wick with the body and a smaller wick down. So this is how a bearish shooting star or bearish inverted hammer looks like. So remember, we said on a shooting star, when it is bearish, when it is red, it means sellers have stepped in with much energy to change the direction of the market. But when it is bullish, when you find a bullish hanging man at the resistance, meaning sellers have stepped in, but with less energy. But when it is bearish like this, it means sellers have stepped in with much energy. Then when it is bullish at resistance, it means sellers have stepped in, but with less energy. So when you see when you see a bearish shooting star or inverted hammer, meaning the market is going to do the reversal. It has been an uptrend. Now it is high time to go into a downtrend market. And remember, when it is bearish, it means the market might go into a downtrend with much energy. When it is bullish, it means sellers have stepped in with less energy. So let us see, for example, we might be having an uptrend here moving upwards. And when we reach and when we reach at the resistance, remember this candle, sometimes this candle it first become a green or bearish candle, like a bullish candle like that. So as sellers step in, they push the market down. So we shall end up with a red candle like this. Meaning sellers have stepped in. So when you see such, just know we have been in uptrend. Now it is high time to do the reversal. So how do I know that we have reached the resistance? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to draw there my support and resistance to confirm me that they are not faking me out, or the sellers really want to change the market into a downtrend market. So if we get a shooting star, ready shooting star like this, a bearish, so I will just draw my support and resistance. I draw my support here at the end of this week, and I draw my resistance here at the end of the week. So if it happens and I form a red candle or bearish candle and it breaks my support here, meaning it is a confirmation we are going down. The market has been in a uptrend. Now it is a high time to go into a downtrend market. But when it happens and I form a bullish candle here and it breaks my resistance here, it means the market might go. The market is still in a continuation, but it means this shooting star was fake. Was fake. So always when you are entering the market, first draw your support and resistance there and wait for the confirmation candle. So the confirmation candle might be bullish or bearish candle. If it is bearish, that means and it breaks my support here, it means this reversal is going to be true. But when it forms and breaks my resistance, it means this sellers we are trying to fake us. Okay, so this is how a shooting star forms. And when you find a bullish shooting star, let us say we have been in an uptrend market and we find a bullish shooting star or inverted hammer like that, always draw your support. So draw your resistance here and your support at the end of this week, and you wait for the confirmation to see. Remember, I told you when you see a bullish shooting star, it means sellers have stepped in, but with less energy. So if I form a candle, red candle here, and it breaks my support here, it means the market is going to do a reversal. But if it continues and if I get a bullish candle and it breaks my resistance, it means we are still in a continuation. This was a fake out, becomes a fake out. So that is how we use a shooting star or inverted hammer to enter the market. There is another candlestick patterns like I hope we are okay with that, with the shooting star. So there's another candlestick pattern. Today we are going to look at only 2 candles patterns. So there's a candlestick pattern called Malubozo. 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 So it is like that. Let me write it clearly. This candlestick pattern, it is called Malubozo. It is like that. That is its name. So, or if the name is difficult, you can call it. If it is bearish, you can call it most bearish candle. If it is bullish, we call it most bullish candle. So, how does this candlestick look like? So this candlestick pattern, it has no wick. It is like that. So whenever you find such a candle which looks like that with no wick, it has the body closed and the open, just know we are in a continuation of that market. If it is in a downtrend market and we find a most bearish Malubozo, it means we are still heading down. It is a continuation. It is an indication that this market is still in downtrend market. But when you find when it is green or when it is bullish, like that, with no wicks, so it means the market is in a continuation of uptrend market. But as I told you, always use this technique. Draw your support and resistance. Draw your support and resistance. And you wait for the confirmation candle. If it forms and breaks above my above my resistance, it means we are in continuation. But if it happens and we find it when it has broken our support, it means you wait to enter the market. So if it happens and you form a candle in between your support and resistance, never enter the market, because the market might end up into indecision market, or it might go into sideways. So when you find it happens and a candle forms in between our support and resistance, don't enter the market. Look for another coin to enter. For example, let me give you such scenarios you shouldn't enter. Let us say we have formed, okay, let me go back to our shooting star. Let us say we have formed our shooting star like this. It is a bearish shooting star. So I draw my support here and my resistance here. So if I do my support and resistance there, and I wait for the confirmation candle. So if it happens and it breaks above this, it means this was fake out. But if it happens and it breaks my support, it means yes, we are true now. The market is going to a reversal or downtrend market. But if it happens and we form a red candle or bearish candle like this, then make sure when you are entering, make sure the body, like for example, if we get a candle which looks like that, it means the market was at first it broke out to our support, but later they rejected it, or and it forms and ends up with the body forming inside our support and resistance. So don't enter into that market, because it was a week means rejection. It means buyers were there, like sellers were there. They were taking the market and they broke our support, but buyers, they stepped in and pushed the market, and they rejected this. That's why we have formed a what? A body inside. Make sure when you are entering or when you are getting your confirmation candle, make sure the body should close our support, not the wick. If it happens and you find only the wick crossing like this and the body is inside, so don't enter. As we said, the wick means rejection. Are we together? And the same thing applies when we find a resistance and maybe our candle at first it breaks like this, but later it is rejected and they pushed it, the wick comes and we form a body like this inside the what? Inside our area, support and resistance. So meaning don't enter. It means the buyers we are going up, they were pushing the market up, but sellers, they stepped in and they rejected the price. Hope we are together. So you shouldn't enter in this scenario like this. If you find on a week breaking through, don't enter the market. Make sure you enter the market when the body has broken the resistance, not the week. Hope I'm clear with that. So let us go on the chart and we see. Let us go on chart and we see where can we find the shooting star. For example, there's this one. There's this one, shooting star. So, as I said, when it is green, most of the time when it is bullish, most of the time it means sellers have stepped in, but with less energy. As we are seeing here, it was a bullish shooting star. But since it was bullish, it means sellers have stepped in with less energy. That's why we saw the market coming down a little bit, then it went up. So I just do support and resistance. All right. So let us look for another inverted hammer. Inverted hammer or shooting star. And by the way, before that, the two things, they go together. Let us look for another candlestick called. When you find a candlestick pattern with no wick at the bottom, that one is called a gravestone. This one, it is called a gravestone. Gravestone with no wick down. So when you want to use these candlestick patterns, make sure you draw your support and resistance, and it is always good to trade at resistance. It is good to trade it when it is formed at resistance. So I draw my support and resistance. When it happens and I broke this, it means it is a sure deal. We are heading down. And if it happens and it breaks my resistance, it means this is a fake out. The market is still going upward. So this is what we call a gravestone with no wick down. And another candle which acts as a like a hanging man or hammer. If you find a candle like this with no wick at the top, it means it is a pin bar. It is a pin bar. It is a pin bar. And this one is good to trade at support. As hammer, remember even our hammer, we trade it at support. This is our hammer. It is good to trade a hammer or a pin bar at support area. And when it comes to a gravestone, this is a gravestone. Say the gravestone. It is good to trade it at resistance. So we find a gravestone when it is like that. It has no wick at the bottom. It is always good to trade it at resistance. And the same thing as the shooting star. This is a shooting star or inverted hammer. Those two candles, if you find them at resistance, it is always good to trade them. But make sure, don't forget to first draw your support and the resistance for confirmation that we are heading down or we are heading up. So that is it. Hope we are together. So there's this one. There's a gravestone I'm seeing here. Are you seeing how the gravestone looks like? This is what we call a gravestone. So what can I do? I just come and draw my support and resistance. I draw my support here at the end of this week, and I draw my support there. After drawing my support and resistance there, I wait the candle. So this was the confirmation candle. This red candle, it was a confirmation to tell us that we are heading down. So I wait that candle to form. Then I enter on the next candle. Now the next candle, and eventually we saw the market moving, heading down up to this area. Up to this area. So that's how we use these candlestick patterns. And there's also this one, it is called a shooting star. We got here our shooting star, and you see, always make sure that it is formed at resistance. How do you know that it is at resistance? You just come and draw your support and resistance there. So we got our shooting star here at the end, and I wait. So if it is formed, I just draw my resistance there to see whether it is not faking me out, and I draw my support here down, and I wait. So this was the confirmation candle. This one was the confirmation candle. So after that, I enter the market. For future traders, you short the market. For spot, you leave the market because you are having only one direction in spot. And from spot, we wait the opposite. We wait the hanging man or hammer. So like here we got a hammer. Here we got a hammer, but it was a fake out. It was a fake out hammer. So if I draw my support and resistance there on a hammer like this, and I draw my support here. Have you seen? It means this was a fake out hammer or hanging man. This guy was a fake. So we saw we are seeing here the market formed a bearish candle, and eventually here we got a shooting star, and after that the market went down. So it means this was a fake out hammer. This was not the support. Hope we are together. That is it, members. Unless there's a question. Unless there's a question, but I'm done. I'm done. Any question, members? Yes. Thank you. Okay. If there's no question for me, allow me to wish you a nice lunch. Thank you, Madam Grace. Have a nice lunch. Bye bye. Thank you for attending.